Welcome back to Rate the Audits, where truth meets accountability as we witness an encounter that rips away the mask of authority. Matt was calmly filming near a police station with nothing to hide when two officers stormed in demanding details as if filming was a crime, but Matt refused to surrender his rights, and that single refusal triggered a shocking display of misconduct, from threats against his dog to the abuse of terrorism powers. This was not just one officer losing control, it was a glimpse into a culture where ego replaces law and arrogance stands above duty. The first move was deception, and it came fast as the officer lied and claimed Matt was required to hand over his details, but Matt knew the law and demanded to know under what authority. The officer had no answer because there was none, since only Section 50 of the Police Reform Act compels details, and that applies solely to antisocial behavior, not peaceful filming. Instead of admitting his mistake, the officer doubled down and escalated further by threatening to search Matt's phone without a warrant, a blatant violation of privacy dressed up as police procedure.
Have to give him me details.
What do you do if you're giving us your details? I don't understand why.
Because he's just lied to me about it.
I'm not lied to you at all.
You've just lied to said I have to give you me details.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
I don't.
Right.
Under what law do I have to give you me details?
Well, what you do have to do.
Can you keep your distance? You've got no mask on. Keep your distance.
What I'm going to do to you? No. I'm going to take your phone and I'm going to go through your phone.
Right. I'm just.
Right.
Can I just say I'm just doing a documentary. I'll explain.
Right.
I'm just doing a documentary on police abusing Section 43.
Section 43?
Yeah.
Which is what?
Terrorism Act.
You're going to fall over.
Right. Can you just tell me what you're doing? What section you're doing, etc.
Right. Because of the current threat situation with terrorism, all right.
Terrorism. Right. Yeah. Well, this is what I'm doing a documentary on. Yeah.
Right. You're here taking photographs of sites of interest, all right.
Yeah.
You refuse to give me your details, so I want to see what photographs you're taking, all right. And I've got the right to look at your phone.
From the moment he arrives, the officer lies. He tells Matt he's required to hand over his details, banking on pressure and intimidation. But Matt knows his rights, and when he demands the legal basis, the officer can't name one. The reality is simple. The only law that compels details in public is Section 50 of the Police Reform Act 2002, and that only applies to antisocial behavior, not filming. Instead of admitting the mistake, the officer doubles down. He claims that refusing to give details gives him the right to check Matt's phone and photos. That's outrageous. Access to a phone requires a warrant or very specific terrorism powers. There's no law that lets an officer snoop through private images because someone won't identify themselves.
Okay. I'm going to ask you now.
If you detain me, you have under Section 43.
Right. I'm telling you now, I'm going to look at your phone. Now, how we do it is entirely up to you. I don't start getting hands on me and putting you on the floor. What I am going to do, I'm going to start looking at your phone.
You're going to put me on the floor?
Yeah.
There'd be a lawsuit against that, you know that, don't you? Because what you're doing now is unlawful.
No,
I've done nothing wrong.
Right, I'm asking you now if I can have a look at your phone.
No, you'll have to detain me. Right.
Okay. Do you want to tell us what you're doing? Am I just going to take your word for it? Do terrorists say I'm here to plant a bomb, or do they say I'm taking pictures?
Extreme.
No, it's not. If you're doing it,
terrorist.
I don't know. What does a terrorist look like? Can you describe a terrorist to me?
Common sense.
No, you need some common sense, don't you? You're absolute wasting everybody's time, aren't you? I didn't find anything.
What were you expecting to find?
Items relating to terrorism.
And you didn't find anything?
No, I didn't.
No.
That's right.
What's your collar number?
It's 3816.
What's your name?
I'm not telling you my name.
You need to tell me your name.
No, not under the Terrorism Act, I don't have to.
Am I still being detained under the Terrorism Act?
No, you're not.
Right, therefore, I would like your name.
Well, I'm telling you, you're not having it.
I would like your name, please.
Matt stood firm, making it clear that if they wanted to see his phone they would have to detain him, and instead of realizing how absurd that was, the officer went ahead and abused Section 43 of the Terrorism Act without a shred of evidence. He tried to claim that filming a police station was grounds for suspicion, but reasonable suspicion requires facts, not feelings or assumptions, and Matt was simply walking his dog in broad daylight, calmly recording. Without secrecy, that is not terrorism. That is not crime, that is freedom of expression. And when asked what a terrorist looks like, the officer had no answer. His sarcasm only exposed the weakness of his case and the depth of his ego.
Not being detained for terrorism. Can you explain to him?
His name.
He does.
Provide you his collar number, which he's done. Doesn't need to provide his name.
He does. What's your collar number?
Over it, Matt, but you're not getting my name. You've got my contact details. You've got my collar number. You know where I work.
It's your policy to give me your name.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
My policy is to give you my
Collar number and name.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You're going to get retrained then, aren't you?
That's fine with me, don't worry.
You're going to get retrained on searching people unlawfully as well.
What, Section 43 of the Terrorism Act?
Yeah, because it's abused. No, not when you've got no reason. Not because I took a picture of the Porsche Panamera.
No, you went
to the police station.
You were filmed Cumbria police stations, you film Kendal police stations, you go into large pharmaceutical sites of interest, all to get a reaction. That's what you're doing, that's how you're spending your time. That's entirely up to you, how you decide to waste your time.
I'm not wasting my time.
I've now done my job.
You're the one that's wasting your time. Yeah, and you've done it incorrectly.
I don't think I have.
Oh, you have. Well, there's a law and you need to uphold it. You should leave your ego in the bedside drawer when you come out to...
The search itself was carried out in arrogance and total disregard for the rules because under Pace Code C an officer must identify himself and provide documentation, yet instead he tried to dodge accountability by refusing to give his name and thought a collar number would be enough to hide behind the uniform, but the law is clear: when detention ends, full identification is required. Matt pressed the issue and the officer stumbled trying to shift the burden, but that refusal was no mistake. It was a deliberate attempt to avoid scrutiny because deep down he knew what he was doing was unlawful, and with no record and no paperwork there would be no trail for accountability.
My phone like you shouldn't have been doing. Did you see the pictures of my wife with her out?
No.
No? It makes me wonder why you wanted to search my phone when I've been doing what I'm doing.
Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, I'm allowed to look through any digital media.
If you've got reasonable grounds, mate, you haven't.
Yeah, I have.
You didn't?
I have.
Right, we'll see about that, won't we? I better tell you something, you won't do this again. You won't abuse section 43 again. This will be the last time you do that. So that there's no one round here, is there?
Yeah, anyone?
So I'd be likely to get into trouble if I swore.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be you'd be getting retrained about that if you did that. Because there's no one about. You point to me, the nearest person that could hear me swear right now. Show me the nearest member of public.
It's really, really windy, so your voice could probably carry over to that fence, but I can't really see through the bush.
Right, well there's no one actually behind the bush.
There could be children there, so...
Could be?
Yeah, there could be.
Right, what about if I whisper it to you?
You'd whisper what to me?
A swear word.
Why would you want to do that?
Just to prove to you that I can.
What does that prove?
Because you try to tell me that I can't do it, I'd get into trouble when there's no one around.
It proves. Why would you want to come on?
Proves that you're wrong.
Well, you won't be coming that close to me anyway to whisper it in my ear.
Well, your mate came that close to me without his mask on.
Well, if you start walking towards me like
I'm not
that...
going to start walking towards you.
No, you're not.
But if I did, go on.
I won't let you do it.
Alright.
If you start walking to me for absolutely no reason whatsoever, I won't allow it. So.
Alright. You're a real hero, you are, yeah, what a tough guy.
Not at all. Would you allow just someone randomly just to start walking up to you?
If he was going to say something to me, yeah. Is that a crime?
Did I say it
Is
was?
it? Right, well shut up then.
No, you shut up.
Or else what?
Well, you're telling me to shut up.
So, I pay your wages, that's the difference.
I pay your benefits, so let's call it even.
I haven't got benefits though, mate.
Well, you don't pay my wages,
I probably make more in an hour than what you do in a week.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you do. Right, well, you're doing very well for yourself.
I am, thank you very much.
The search was carried out in pure arrogance and disregard for the rules because under Pace Code C an officer must identify himself and provide documentation, yet this one tried to dodge accountability by refusing to give his name and hiding behind a collar number, but the law is clear: when detention ends, full identification is required. Matt pressed the issue and the officer stumbled trying to shift the burden, yet that refusal was no mistake. It was a deliberate attempt to avoid scrutiny because deep down he knew his actions were unlawful, and with no record and no paperwork there would be no trail and no accountability. The confrontation then sank even further into disgrace as the officer claimed the car park was private property even though it was open, and he tried to drive Matt away not for security but for revenge, spitting out lies about authority because he was rattled and exposed. And then came the line that shocked even seasoned auditors when he said that if Matt's dog peed on his boots the dog would be launched a direct threat of violence against an animal from an officer on duty, and that is not policing. That is cruelty and abuse in its rawest form, where the badge on his chest became nothing more than a shield for arrogance.
Off you go, keep your dog away from my legs, please. Off you go, please don't fall over.
Watch he doesn't piss on your boots.
Go. Well, if it does,
Yeah?
you'll be getting launched across the pavement, won't
You've just threatened to kick me dog.
No, off the property.
You've just threatened to kick me dog. It's public property.
This is it, no.
It's public property. It's public property, muppet, and we pay for it.
You don't pay for it.
Yes, I do. Pay for your van, pay for your equipment, pay your wages.
I think you would need a job for that.
Right, and we're going to find out why you've threatened to kick me dog. You kick him, no, you would charge me, you would fine me. You wouldn't kick him. You'd kick him, would you? Right, you're going to be held accountable for that. You are going to be held accountable. Thank you very much, young lady. You've been very nice. And see you later, PC Muppet. PC Mug. Say hello to all your...
You enjoy the rest of your day.
I will do.
You enjoy watching that video by yourself later.
There'll be about 10,000 people watching it.
With you by yourself.
No, you guys can have a look and you can read the comments. See you later. Thank you very much, love. See you later, Muppet.
The confrontation sank even further into disgrace as the officer claimed the car park was private property even though it was open, and he tried to drive Matt away not for security but out of revenge, spitting lies about authority because he was rattled and exposed. And then came the line that shocked even seasoned auditors when he threatened that if Matt's dog peed on his boots the dog would be launched, a vile threat of violence against an innocent animal from an officer on duty, and that is not policing, that is cruelty and abuse in its rawest form, where the badge on his chest became nothing more than a shield for arrogance. So the lesson from this disturbing encounter is that power left unchecked becomes abuse, and ego left unchecked becomes danger, because Matt was never a terrorist, he was never a criminal, he was a citizen exercising his right to record in public and hold authority to account. Yet the officer's every choice revealed contempt for that right and contempt for the law, from the threats against an innocent dog to the false claims of authority. It was never counter-terror policing, it was ego in uniform, lashing out. And that is why we document these moments, to protect our rights and demand reform, because this is Rate the Audit, reminding you that the camera never lies.